Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Weekly Win. My name is Tim. I'm joined by my co host, Ken.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
We're going to cover in this episode something that I find rather interesting. It's a very local event for me who lives in Oklahoma, um, the Julius Jones case.
Mm, okay.
So, a little bit of background for those of you who don't know. Today, I saw some news on it because the execution is tomorrow. And while I was reading up on it, I sent a message to Ken, and he had independently, without talking to me at all, also been reading up on it. So we figured it would be fantastic to talk to you folks about. Ken, you got some trial facts for me?
So I've got a little bit of stuff because I don't know all too much. What I've seen is kind of scarce, and some sources are getting taken down. It's kind of a mess right now, to say the least. But from what I remember, the uh, the prosecution laid out some pretty good evidence. Uh, it was something like, statistically speaking, there would need to be like, oh my gosh, like three-ish times as many people as there are today. Well, not today, but when it happened, for there to have been a second DNA sample that would have been, kind of close to what they found at the crime scene. So, what they found was this red bandana. They tested it some years later once the technology got better, and they found it. This is reported anyway. They found that it was Julius Jones's DNA. Whether that's true or not, I can't say. I don't really know. I'm just hearing these things secondhand. So for me, it's third hand. It's murky at best. You know, it's a lot of different moving parts here that I think I'm missing. Well, definitely I am, but a lot that I think I'm missing and that I'm going to continue to miss because I just don't know really everything that's going on. I don't know why he did what he did, or what he was doing, or what his buddy was doing, or what they had planned. I don't know what Paul Howell was doing. I don't know any of that stuff. I just know that the state presented a little bit of a case, and if what they're saying has, some veracity of truth to it, then it seems like this should be a pretty simple case. Then again, like I said, I don't know. I don't live there. I have no idea.
Uh, I think it'd also be fair that for people who don't know about this case, because it obviously hasn't garnered enough national attention because it's a rather open and shut case, essentially what happened is in 1999, Paul Howell was getting out of his car to his parents' house. He had just arrived. He had his kids with him. Julius Jones came up. He was in the passenger seat of a car with his buddy, and he got out of the car, killed Paul Howell, and then drove away. What Throughout the trial, you find out basically the prosecution got the getaway driver to flip on Julius Jones and admit that he was the one who did the murder, and so on and so forth. Now they've been put. Now Julius Jones is on death row to be executed tomorrow, the 18th. So that's the TLDR of the case. I would recommend there's a website, justiceforpaulhowell.com. I just Google it, find it out. That's got a lot of fact versus fiction about the case. But what I find slightly more interesting is the current public reaction to it. Obviously, like I've said, I live in Oklahoma, so I'm nearby all the action. And today, currently, actually, a bunch of the metro schools have had students walk out in solidarity for Julius Jones. And whether or not I think they're right or wrong in terms of if the case was decided correctly, Oklahoma City Public Schools have come out and they released a statement saying that they support students' right to peacefully assemble and support their freedom of expression. They have apparently worked with these student groups to make sure that there's no violence, there's no rioting, students aren't being hurt, and they want to encourage students to, be activists, which in my opinion is actually kind of incredible. They were quoted as saying, "Our top priority is always to support the academic and social, emotional needs of our students while maintaining a safe and orderly learning environment for all." So it's not some sort of chaotic, everyone gets out of school, but in my opinion, it's the right balance. What do you think, Ken?
This might sound a little callous, but I'm glad to see that at least some people are progressing and benefiting, learning from this. At least somebody, you know. I mean, that's all I really can say. This is horrible. What happened? How this man died. I'm not claiming one way or another how he died, but it's tragic how he died and left his family. It's great to see the community of Oklahoma coming together and showing, kind of the rest of America how you should do it. And showing kind of the world really how you should do it. You don't always need to ram your opinion down people's throats and be rude to people. You can just, subtly disagree with them. I don't know. That's good. I'm glad that something good is coming out of this, if anything.
Yeah. A couple of other things that have come up along the way that I find interesting is there have been groups that have been protesting peacefully outside the governor's mansion. And so the Oklahoma Highway Patrol, they put up little barriers, like, just barrels and yellow tape as an area where people can protest and pray peacefully. And people have been. Like, a lot of groups have been gathering, and there's no, like, yelling at the governor. There's no uncivility. It is the most peaceful thing, and it shows that people actually can gather peacefully and protest things. And
Oklahoma is such a, if I can cut in here,
of
Oklahoma is
course,
such a God-fearing state. Wow, man, that
well,
they marked off specific spots just where you could, you know, pray about it. That's
yeah.
amazing.
According to the governor's office, what he has been doing is he has been locked away praying to God about what he should do. And this is giving hope to both the victims and the family of Julius Jones, as they're all pretty happy with the fact that he has accepted how, big this can be. And the parole board, Oklahoma's parole board, and some legal experts have been suggesting more of a life in prison rather than a execution. And he has been weighing that as well as his prayers. And hopefully later today he will come out with a statement of what he feels should happen.
Well, all I can do is, the same thing you is ask us ourselves and ask our viewers is what I mean to say. Ask ourselves and our viewers to, pray with the governor, pray with the state as well, and pray for everybody there.
Yeah. Well, I do look forward to seeing how this goes. If you aren't in Oklahoma, I still suggest taking a look because I think this says a lot about where our country could be at in terms of, capital punishment, ways the governors handle people that aren't in favor of the capital punishment, how people can, protest peacefully. I think that our country can, in general, learn a lot from this event.
Yeah, I agree with you. And that being said, everybody take care. Pray for the best outcome from this. Pray to God that His will be done and all that. And take care, everybody. God bless you.